I walked in and found my girlfriend in bed with my best friend. She didn't look shocked. Instead, she stared straight at me with a smirk and said, "What are you gonna do?" Cry. I didn't flinch. I gave her a calm smile and walked out the door. The next morning, I woke up to a screen full of missed calls from both of them. They didn't realize it yet, but the silence they got from me was the beginning of something they wouldn't forget. My revenge had already begun. There's a strange kind of stillness that shows up right before everything falls apart. It's not peaceful. It's not quiet in a comforting way. It's like the world holds its breath for a moment before it crushes you. That's exactly what I felt when I stepped into my apartment that night. No music playing. No soft humming from the kitchen. No signs of life from the woman I'd been with for 3 years or the best friend I considered family. I wasn't even supposed to be home yet. My work trip wrapped up earlier than expected, and I thought it would be sweet to surprise her with dinner and a bouquet of her favorite flowers. But I was the one who got surprised. As I walked slowly down the hallway, a feeling of dread started growing in my gut. Something was off. Something was wrong. Then I heard it. Not voices, not words. Just a low moan, steady and unmistakable. It hit me like a punch in the stomach. Familiar in the worst way possible. I stepped up the bedroom door and pushed it open. There they were, half-dressed, tangled together, laughing like the whole world belonged to them. She didn't scream. She didn't cover herself. She didn't even try to lie. She met my eyes without blinking, and with the same grin she used to give me, she said, "What are you gonna do?" Cry. He chuckled beside her, like I was some stupid joke they'd been waiting to tell. Something inside me didn't break. It turned cold. Not love, not heartbreak, just the part of me that used to believe people like them deserve forgiveness. I didn't yell. I didn't argue. I simply smiled, turned away, and gently closed the door behind me. The elevator ride down felt like forever, like time stretched itself out to make me relive the moment over and over again. But I didn't cry. I didn't even tremble. I just kept hearing her voice repeat in my head. Mocking, sharp, unforgettable. "What are you gonna do?" Cry. That line echoed louder than anything else. I got into my car and sat in silence, staring straight ahead. The flowers I had picked up earlier were still on the passenger seat. I grabbed them, opened the glove box, and shoved them inside, thorns and all. It wasn't an angry move. It was a symbolic one, because I had made a decision. I wasn't the man she thought she could humiliate. I was about to become someone she'd never get out her head. I cut them off completely. No texts, no calls. I didn't block them. I wanted them to feel the weight of my silence. And it worked. Day 1, she called 7 times. Day 2, he called 12. By the 3rd day, I stopped counting. But while they were panicking and guessing, I was already moving. Quietly, carefully. She didn't know how much of her life was tied to me. The car she drove, the credit card she used, even the apartment lease, all under my name. She was so used to leaning on me. She never stopped to consider what would happen if I stepped away. And him? He had just launched a little side hustle, a business he thought was his alone. What he forgot was that I had funded the entire thing. I had even written the silent partner agreement myself and had it notarized. They thought they were smart, but they were careless. Too confident to cover their digital tracks. Too arrogant to think I'd ever do anything. While they worry about what I might say or do, I was already working behind the scenes. I froze the joint bank account, had the apartment locks changed, removed her from every lease and document she relied on. Then I sent a message to our mutual friends. A few screenshots, no explanations, no drama. Just enough truth to let the facts speak for themselves. That was only the beginning. Because revenge doesn't just mean destroying someone. It means letting them sit in the rubble, fully aware of just how badly they misjudged you. You'd think being caught in the act would make them disappear for a while. Lay low. Stay quiet. But no, she did the opposite. 2 days later, she posted a carefully filtered photo of herself, smiling like nothing ever happened. The caption read, "Sometimes betrayal sets you free. New beginnings." He put up a vague little meme on his story. The real ones stick around. The fakes out themselves. It was almost laughable how proud they looked, how untouchable they thought they were. That false sense of security was exactly what I needed. Every smug selfie, every arrogant caption, they weren't flexing. They were handing me kindling for the quiet fire I was setting beneath them. While they hunted for validation through likes and comments, I was making moves in silence. I pulled my name off anything she was financially tied to. Her apartment? Gone. Her access to joint funds? Cut off. At the same time, I had a document delivered to his new business attorney, an official notice terminating our silent partnership. Attached was undeniable proof. Screenshots of his misuse of company resources, personal expenses charged to business accounts. My exit was clean. His, not so much. No drama. No yelling. Just calculated exposure. See, I wasn't after public meltdowns or TikTok theatrics. I was after truth, and truth moves quietly. It doesn't scream, but it leaves marks that never fade. I created a simple folder in Google Drive. Inside, screenshots of messages she'd sent me, lined up beside the one she'd sent him, photos of their dates, each one time-stamped on the nights she claimed to be at her mom's. Transaction records proving she used my money to buy him that flashy gaming setup. I named the folder Loyalty, a side-by-side autopsy. Then I dropped the link into a single group chat. 23 people, our shared circle of friends, her relatives, co-workers, and a few others who'd always thought they knew the whole story. No message, no blame, just the facts. The aftermath hit like a tidal wave. Within hours, my phone started lighting up. Her cousin messaged me. "Are you okay?" I seriously can't believe what I just saw. His brother sent a text that read, "Bro, you were his best friend. This is disgusting." Even her boss left a voicemail, calm but direct. "We need to have a conversation. There are some professional concerns we can't ignore." And her? She posted one final note before vanishing off every social platform. People always try to ruin what they can't control. No, sweetheart, you weren't ruined. You unraveled all on your own. I just gave the world a clear view. By the time Friday rolled around, her life looked like the apartment I used to let her decorate. Flashy on the outside, but buckling from the inside. She tried to reach me, called from blocked numbers, sent a long, desperate email with the subject line, "Please talk to me. You don't understand." I understood perfectly. She wanted to talk now that HR had opened a file on her for misconduct, now that her family was asking questions she couldn't answer, now that rent was due and her access to my resources had vanished. The keys, she still didn't work anymore. And her new man, the one she risked it all for, he'd disappeared. See, I sent him something. 2. A formal notice detailing how he'd violated our agreement, backed with legal documents holding him accountable for every cent misused. The silent investor clause, one he never even bothered to read, was now his burden. From what I heard, he packed up and left town that same afternoon. Fitting, really. Monday came. I was sitting in my usual coffee spot, finishing some work, when I looked up and saw her across the street. She looked like a shadow of herself. Messy hair, no makeup, eyes red and puffy. She just stood there, staring at me through the glass. Didn't come in, didn't wave, just watched. I didn't move. I didn't blink. I simply raised my coffee cup, met her eyes, and gave the smallest, calmest smile. They won't forget that moment. Later that night, I sent her one last message. A single sentence. What am I going to do? Cry? She didn't respond. Just read it. And left it there. People ask if revenge is worth it, if it actually heals, if it really brings closure. I used to think the answer was no, but not anymore. Losing her wasn't just about walking away from a partner. It was shedding the belief that love alone was enough to make someone stay loyal. And in its place, I found something stronger, self-worth, a clear head, and a backbone reinforced with steel. She taught me that people who never think they'll face consequences will never respect your boundaries. So I gave her what she never expected. Consequences that couldn't be dodged. Life went on. Eventually, she deleted her social profiles, moved to another city, tried to start fresh with someone else. But stories like hers don't fade. People remember. especially when the truth is undeniable. As for me, I didn't just make it through, I flourished. I turned heartbreak into a masterclass in taking your power back, into a map for anyone who's ever been mocked for trusting too much. And if you're sitting there wondering what you should do after someone shatters your trust and laughs while doing it, don't scream, don't grovel, don't fall apart. Rebuild, one brick, one decision, one moment at a time. And when the timing's right, remind them who they thought they could walk over. Was it revenge? Maybe. Was it deserved? Tell me in the comments. Let me know how you would have handled it. Like the story. Share it with someone who needs to feel this kind of strength. And subscribe to Lauren's series for more wild stories of betrayal turned into justice. Because here, every lie meets its mirror, and every backstab gets a reckoning. Stay sharp. Stay solid. Stay watching.